We just slept on the floor. That was our space right there, that was it. Some were desperate. All were desperate. It was rough, the interrogations. That's the first time I saw a dead body. I was trying to hang in there. As time went by, I started slowly to deteriorate. The only thing that helped me was to avoid thinking about anything and everything. Just take it a day at a time. Because if you stop to think, it's too much to bear.
Over the past 2 decades, more than 500,000 Eritreans have fled their home country. They say they are escaping one of the most repressive and secretive dictatorships in the world.
The country's led on fear. Everybody is afraid for their safety.
Eritrean officials have committed crimes against humanity.
Filming and reporting in Eritrea is almost impossible.
ሕጂ ንዓይ ክሳብ ናይ ሞት ዕድስ መጋጠመኒ ነይሩ ማለት እዩ።
But for more than 5 years, we've been gathering secretly shot footage from inside the country and interviewing people who've escaped.
People are angry. In every district, in every zone, in every area, there is a prison.
تمسكير تفلت ألوه. كسان حجي عاجي دلو. تغن تلن دلو. دومو تسايبنا.
Tigray, northern Ethiopia. Our investigation began here in the winter of 2016. A group of refugees had just escaped neighboring Eritrea. They were part of a mass exodus. 500,000 and counting. Thousands of them unaccompanied children.
بس حاجة فنجز الله إنا خامتنا نيرنا نحنا نبز طريق نسجرنا نحسب نيرنا تفنج خمزلو بزح يذكرنا ينقن خمزلو نفلت نيرنا نحنا وتهدر طريق يرينا إنا نيرنا نبز فتنا نيرا تدحيزة قال أو أيتبلا عيتستغيرهم بمهرم تسقى غامر حكاية سخاء خات فلت أمان قدي من يزيل خاكا دلالة دي هاقل يمزون نير انت تماليسا ويك قوات النيام وين أفاق وسط النيام.
The children told us they were fleeing repression, imprisonment, and forced conscription into the Eritrean military.
أنا أقول قلت كده أقول سرح سلزي نسون فرحنا يينا 17 شمن عمت كمان يتسمع خاني 10 شوعة تجيرك كمان سلاد خيد نص فرحنا كلا نجرك منا بنا حما سلادنا برا كي وقفونا كي وصدنا فرحنا مزينا بيرترى هوتنا حما كمان تيل كان كل سبنا بس لازم تنكبه عن لعل الزهون وكهرمها خاصة أي خان بروح عن تنجرا بيرترى صبنا جري يلا
Eritrea is often described as Africa's North Korea. It's been ruled by one man, Isaias Afwerki, since 1991, when it won a war of independence from Ethiopia. There are no national elections, no parliament, no independent judiciary, no free press. Amid ongoing conflict with Ethiopia, the president imposed mandatory national service for all Eritreans.
It's not our own making, it's not been our own choice. We never wanted to go this way, but it's been imposed upon us and we have to survive and live with it. It's not a question of national service or avoiding the national service. You aspire to become someone in this society and have good quality life, you work for that. You don't get it free. People learn it either the easy way or the hard way.
Critics accuse the regime of locking up anyone who opposes it, anyone who tries to flee the country, and anyone who avoids conscription. The president has always publicly denied those charges.
خريقة خلنا بزند خبدك هنا وعكي جن تصفى يقرزني هذا مع تخوتي له يحسني كالون الله بزح نجارات تخول الله جن زمعتون ساعة حليو زخيدي.
In a safe house in Ethiopia's capital, we met a man named Michael. He just escaped from Eritrea and smuggled out something remarkable. Secretly shot footage from inside one of the country's military-run prisons.
الناس زمصاهو مخنياسي بقى هذا ጭብጥ መራገጽ ናይቲ ስርዓት ማለት እዩ ትመንእሰይ እቲ ህዝቢ ጭቆን ከም ዘሎ ብዙሕ ግፍዕታት ኣብ ህዝቢ ኤርትራ ወርድ ከም ዘሎ ንምርጋጽ ማለት እዩ ንሽይ ካብ ብዙሕ ነገር ካብ ባሕርስ ብጭልፋ ማለት እዩ እትናትና ዘራርባ هو حجي أنا زي فقدني زي كونكو دحنت ناي سدرابيت نايت خالق مالتي مغنياتو تسرعت نت حنا بقى كم زي هنا نت زولوسي نمد خام تراي
Michael told us he was arrested in 2011 for trying to avoid military service. He was then held here in Addis Ababa prison, just outside the capital, Asmara, for more than 4 years. He said a sympathetic guard helped him smuggle in a small camera. And he worked with one other trusted prisoner.
بز تحت جوبا تيالخو ابز مالتي جوبا لوتي جاكيت اوشتي قدر لا تاتا جوبا مالتي جاكيت
The other inmates were not aware Michael was filming.
هو عجي زي نجارزي تتحيز تزخون ردو نجاري مالت بزربة تزاريبهم كمان سي لا أسرع عمل دقوا تأثر له كالوت بزح نجارات على حجنا عي كسب نايموت عدس مجات أمانير مالتي.
The prisoners can be seen packed into large holding rooms. According to Michael, they can be held like this for years without trial.
أبزل على خدش مالتي. 4 كاميرا له. اللي خدش أسرات كابلو. لعلى 4 عامات سكاب شو مونت عام استأصلوا نوي استأصلوا سواتهم كل بيت ستتصايت وتسائل درجة زموت أخوين سمع كمالتي أقرن رأسه نام مسحت نأمر زخدون على وزحت
Michael said many of his fellow inmates were there for avoiding conscription like him, or attempting to escape the country, or helping family members flee.
كابزي غتعدم تعالوا خبيدي قولي مكاين الله خلوت سراويت الله بتقيتون شو تقول رخا مالتي أبز حجي خنري خلنا زي كتهدم حاسب كاتبه هاي المالتي تأثير زالو انتاي لعسرت سب مالتي عد ما ديركم تهدم حاسبكم زبل مالتي كاوشتي قالوا ناتهم تحاورت ريبورتر ويدوبزح مالتي لا أخو ناتهم كستاي مالتي ترتاره كل هدم حاسبكم تبهيل أبز تأثير له أما جمرتا هاري ماما بتاعمي بز سكحك حقا مالتي يهرمي صاروا كسبناي إلكتريك مثلا ولا خال مالتي.
Michael was one of more than 30 Eritrean refugees we interviewed over the course of our investigation. For their safety, we agreed to conceal many of their identities. We also reviewed and verified more than 10 hours of secretly shot footage from inside the country. The Eritrean government would not speak to us about what we'd found, other than to say the allegations were astounding and that they'd seen many fabricated stories before.
نزيوم أبزي قدي في معنا هدي ميوتي. تيم أبزي اللو رختي كلا خل آخرين كل خجن أبت وشتها أنا تنت فقر زنبرنا متحل لاي ننحل أشكال سبت هاري ممتيو نوع خدر زوجة تتابع كم زي الناس لأنه كتوز زنبرنا ده بقى نافقهم بقى أنا أبزي وتيم مساي دي مهلاهم عزيز سمعنا بقى.
Shortly after meeting Michael, we made contact with a secret group of Eritrean activists. We met them in a cafe in the Ethiopian capital. They told us they were in touch with a network of fellow activists in Eritrea who could provide us with more undercover footage from inside the country. They said it was dangerous and would take time. We would have to wait. Human rights groups accuse Eritrea of running a national network of jails and detention facilities like the one Michael filmed. For 2 years, a United Nations team tried to investigate this network, they were forbidden from entering the country.
What we did at the Commission of Inquiry was to use satellite imagery to be able to identify a certain number of detention centers. But anything to do with facts and figures and actual statistics is very difficult to get in Eritrea. It all goes to the opaqueness of the system. There is no audit or real figure of the number of prisoners. This is very worrying because any prison system, official prison system, should be in fact in a position to have a list of all those in their custody. And this is not possible to get in Eritrea. Lots of people, when they're taken in, do not even know why they have been arrested. They have no clue once they're in there when they will get out. They don't have legal representation. They're not taken to a court. Many have been held incommunicado. There is no rhyme or reason as to how long somebody would be in detention.
We were being constantly beaten for not working hard or fast enough. In many of the prisons and farms I was detained, we never had shelter.
As part of its inquiry, the UN collected testimony from more than 800 Eritreans. One of those who gave evidence was Hannah Petra Solomon.
Every Eritrean has been scarred by the self-proclaimed President Isaias Afwerki. And all I am asking of you today is to bear witness to these scars and do what is just. Look through the facade and grant freedom, justice to the Eritrean people.
Hannah now lives in the United States. In 2009, she had tried to flee Eritrea to avoid military service.
We got caught, and then we were taken to prison. We were interrogated. We were brought in one by one. They would ask us questions. Who do we plan it with? What's the name? Who else knows? And throughout the night, they would take in one of the smugglers, and they would start beating them up so we could hear them screaming throughout the night. There were a lot of cargo containers, and prisoners were kept in there. One day, someone kept banging, but the guards didn't listen, didn't go over to check. It was in the summer, and it can get really hot in summer. So they kept banging to ask them to let them know, but they completely ignored them because even we could hear them from inside. And then when they opened the door, someone had died in there. This area right here is where Nava Base is. Zoom in. So I remember vividly, we were kept in this hangar right here. It's actually two different spaces. So this space was filled with inmates and you could hear them screaming. This is where they interrogated us, and there was another room. They kept some inmates here. I remember there was one Eritrean smuggler who had burnt skin who was held here. So they would let us out, use the beach over here to defecate or whatever for the morning, and then we would go back to that spot right there.
After 9 months in prison, Hannah said she was sent here to Sawa military training base, where all Eritreans start their mandatory national service. In Eritrean propaganda, Sawa is depicted as a happy place where citizens become good, patriotic soldiers. Hannah told us the reality for her was very different.
We were supposed to be military trained, officially anyway, so they took us to Sawa. But after 2 days in Sawa, they were gathering up women from everywhere. They took us to farms. So I went to 3 or 4 different farms just working the fields. We would plant, weed, do a bit of everything. And throughout our work, our guards would make deals with other generals who had farms nearby. So they would take us there, do the work, and take the money, I guess. Throughout our stay in these different farms, there were many women who were either threatened or were asked for sexual favors in exchange for cell phones, a phone call, in exchange for water, in exchange for pads, menstrual pads, for anything. Some were desperate. All were desperate. And I guess when in situations when you didn't have anything and you were kept half starving, those favors were something to consider.
Hannah's story mirrored the accounts of many other refugees we met in camps along the border with Ethiopia. Sarim told us he just recently escaped from Eritrea.
ምክንያቱ ኣነ ኣብ ሃገራዊ ኣገልግሎት 10 ዓመት እየ ገይረ 10 ዓመት ብግዴታዬ ብድሌታዬ ይኮነካ እቲ ውድድርና ጸለየ ኣብ ዓደይ ክወጽእ ሓሲበ ሃገራዊ ኣገልግሎት ገደብ ኣለዎ ኣና ግን ገደብ የብሉ እዩ ሃገርካ መገልገል ለይኮነስ ጊላነት እዩ
In his first attempt to escape, Sarim said he was shot in the arm and leg while trying to cross the border and taken straight to prison with untreated wounds.
ኣብ ሓንቲ underground ምሸሞንተ ሰባት ነይራ ቁመታ 2 ሜትር ኸውን ጎና ማለት ከምዚ 2 ቁመታኻ ሓንተን ፍርቅን ኸውን ምሸሞንተ ሰባት ኣብታ ኣሲራ ነይራ ማለት እዩ مزحيت بالنهار تقوم بها مقاتل له سلاماتي جاكا يا خاطر دكسنا داتي والله هتقامي اندر جراوند
Sarim told us he was held like this for 2 years and 3 months.
جاكا ناس اموسا ولا حد يحسبني كم يقرا وطيس كم يقرا حكم راح يدبني ما يقرا خبزات علامات وط زي راح حسابين يرا
In our interviews with refugees, one prison kept coming up. Weir Camp. It's in the Danakil Depression, one of the hottest places on earth.
زي تاش مخونا له زي وعي مثلا وعي
Tesfaye said he was held at Weir as punishment for trying to flee military service.
أبشر الشوارع وات زي نريء زلنا بزي شوخ نريء زلنا خلاص زي شوخ مشت ليتي نخيت هادم ويكا زخنا مقصاصات نخيت قبل إذا أندرجراوند أبزي ركب إذا أندرجراوند مالتي إذا ندافورني فورنو وزبومولو زبزح خلا أودات ناي هايمانوت ناي بوليتيكا ناي هذا من غير مستبهلو أبزي يس أيكون بوجيرن كلا كوف زبللو هذا جي نيرجونا رؤسو بمهر مقات ناي تجزا رؤسو تاش مغينا تتوكيسا أو مويت مالتي كم يبلن أبنت أبقولنا خان حسا كل تعمت جبرت له نعري خاصي جنا كم لا تخمت بيك هذول تفلت إخا مالتي وسانيس لزيلا هجن موت يخات منيا صلاة جبر لا نتموسي مع استخون يلقى صلاة جبر لا
Daniel, a Christian pastor, and Kiros, a soldier, were also detained in Weir prison camp. They say that they too were held in the underground cell known as the oven.
بخمسة كم جان دالك خطأتوا تخصيص بتعم تبى بخمسة جان دالك خطأتها بحوك خطأتوا فنستريا كدفوها ما نهار مقابل غير خمسين نقول كان دافع حوكي خطأته أنا تبوتها تعال ما أزيد تبيني بقلت يقول أنت مواسي بتعم خبيدي
وقعت ذكر أنا جر ترى قريت عمي وصي خير كلهم بس عينهم عويرهم عواتكم تخلوا يذكر عليه سارك سخون صار له ولا ولو خاول على خطاي ما حاول دي بلص حاول من قصالي حاش وي حنتها ما حاش كاول على اساته قمر استايتكم عليهم أوي عملتكم نفس قداي مات مالتكم
In June 2016, the UN investigators were ready to announce their findings.
Hands up, Eritrea!
Supporters of the Eritrean government staged a protest in Geneva, accusing the UN of bias. The UN report recommended Eritrea be referred to the International Criminal Court.
Eritrean officials have committed crimes against humanity. The crimes of enslavement, imprisonment, enforced disappearance, torture, persecution, rape, murder and other inhumane acts have been committed as part of a widespread and systematic campaign against the civilian population since 1991. The aim of the campaign has been to maintain control over the population and perpetuate the leadership's rule in Eritrea.
In response, the Eritrean government said the accusations were politically motivated, groundless, and an unwarranted attack.
Stepping way over its mandate, the Commission has made the incredible judgment that the human rights situation in Eritrea constitutes a threat to international peace and security, as a pretext to send yet another African country to the International Criminal Court. The Commission has not presented evidence to support its accusations. It fails to prove that the alleged crimes were indeed persistent, widespread, and systematic.
For opponents of the regime, the UN report was a moment of hope. But for reasons that had never been explained publicly, senior UN authorities took no further action. They declined to speak to us about it. By now, it had been more than a year since we'd made contact with the activists trying to get undercover footage out of Eritrea. We'd received a few clips from them, nothing more. We were told 2 had been arrested. Some had sent messages back to us saying it was too dangerous to film. Others had broken off all contact. In the meantime, we continued to gather first-hand accounts from Eritreans who'd escaped.
Think about it. You've put these people in a physically difficult position for a long period of time. We're not talking about a day or 2 days. This goes for months. They will be delirious. They will be paranoid. They will be depressed. There is a sleep deprivation, which is insomnia, and some people just lose their mind. They were sane and they lose their sanity.
Solomon was a doctor in Asmara.
This is the hospital, and this is the prisoner's ward, which is outside of the hospital premises. It had, all in all, 24 beds.
He told us he regularly treated inmates who had been tortured in Adiabato prison, as well as another military prison, Maisirwa.
Somebody would be interrogated and then would sustain severe trauma, inability to move, inability to walk, fractures sometimes. or just loss of consciousness from severe pain. And then we would get patients like that. You could only imagine that this person has been tortured repeatedly.
We heard similar accounts of torture from Michael, the former inmate who filmed undercover in Adiabato prison. He told us that prisoners were interrogated and tortured in a room here, just above the main courtyard. He said that when he was first imprisoned, he was subject to months of brutal interrogation.
እዚ እሰር ኣብዚ ተኣቱ ማለት እዩ በዚ ኣትዩ እዚ እንጨይቲ የለካ ይግምጥልኻ ድሓር በትሪ ኣለዋ በዚ ሕቆኻ ማዕኮርካ ዝሰለፍካ ከብዲ እግርኻ ማለት እዩ ትህበም ካልእ ኣብዚ ላዕልኻ ኣሎ ኣብ ላዕሊ ትእሰር ማለት እዩ በዚ ሽዑ ከብዲ እግርኻ ትህበም ብታሕቲ ማለት እዩ ጠብጠብ ተወሳኺ ኣብዚ ናይ ኤሌክትሪክ እዚ ከዓ ፀልቦካ ኣብዚ ናይ ኤሌክትሪክ ወብልካ ኣብዚ ክሳብ 3 ሰዓት ዳሃርሙትካ ሰዓታት ኣሎ ማለት እዩ ሳብ 5 ዓመት እውን ደይተፈርዱ ደይተበሉ ኣለዉ መርመራ ጥራይ ተደጋጋሚ
Everything is very sadistic. It's meant to put people down. It's meant to hurt people, not just physically, but psychologically as well. Now, thinking about it calmly, I would say that the same guards that made our lives miserable were miserable themselves. I think the Eritrean people are the perpetrators and the victims themselves. It's the system itself. It's the system.
In Eritrea, Hannah told us, anyone can become a victim. Her father, Petrus Solomon, was once one of the most powerful people in the country, the Minister of Defense.
It was a happy home. It was good times. I knew him as the playful father. I didn't know that serious side of him or that other political side of him that I have come to read and know about later on.
In 2001, Hannah's father wrote an open letter with 14 other officials, criticising the president's increasingly authoritarian rule. Hannah was 10 years old at the time.
The night before he got arrested, my mom was away, so I was sleeping with my dad. And when he woke up in the morning, he pulled my leg, so I woke up and I'm like, where are you going? He said, I'll be right back. I'm like, you promise? Sure. And that's the last I remember of him. Sorry. I thought it would be easier by now. He left the house, but the military caught him right outside our door. He disappeared. We just didn't hear from him anymore.
President Isaias accused Hannah's father and the others of trying to seize power and had 11 of them arrested. It's thought most of them were imprisoned here at a top security facility called Ira Iro, specially built for high-profile political prisoners. The president went on to shut down the free press and jail many journalists. Hannah's mother, Asta, was studying in the United States when her husband was locked up. She returned to Eritrea to seek his release.
We all went to the airport. We waited for her at the airport. We had flowers. And we waited for hours. We waited for 2-3 hours there. And then eventually we went back home and called her friends in the States, and they're like, no, she made it to the plane. She left. And that's when we found out that they had taken her away. Eventually, I think it's someone that got out of prison contacted my grandmother in secret, and they told her, we saw her from afar, she's being kept by herself. but that's about it. No one talks to her, she's not allowed to talk to anyone. We just don't have any clue now as to how she's doing or what's going on. There hasn't been any official response from the government as to the whereabouts of my parents or their well-being.
Ever?
No.
In our requests to the Eritrean government, we asked about Hannah's parents and other political prisoners, but they would not provide any details. Two years into our investigation, we'd heard nothing more from the undercover activists. But new footage had emerged on the internet of something almost unheard of in Eritrea, a public protest. It shows a crowd gathering in Asmara. Then, gunfire. The crowd flees. In one of the refugee camps along the border, we found two young men who said they were there that day, Aman and Redwan. They told us they were protesting at the Education Ministry because an Islamic school was being put under government control and a religious leader had been arrested. Some of the protesters were filming on their phones. Aman and Redwan told us that when the video was published on the internet, the authorities used it to identify and arrest anyone who was there.
بنورمال اسر بيت نيرهم كاوغن وسيلهم ميم عليكم لولو سافلت نفسك حاجه قاعد تفتح ندلو ام كايسوم لبللهم قلعتنا اشخ مان سكا حاجه تفتح ندلو اب فقد اندرات انقل من انكاب كل تبلسي وصحشن نقلقل الكان بيتري توص
Today's some good news out of the Horn of Africa. Ethiopia has agreed to end a 2-decade-long feud with Eritrea.
In July 2018, Eritrea's president and a new Ethiopian leader, Abiy Ahmed, announced a surprise peace deal.
So this is a major, major development in East Africa, not only in terms of establishing peace, but hopefully over time bringing some sort of democracy and liberalization.
The border was briefly opened, and families, separated by years of hostilities between the two countries, were at last reunited. Jubilant Eritreans hoped that peace would mean the end of compulsory national service, the end of mass imprisonment, and a new dawn for their country.
سلام كوينو سب حزب تتصبي نبره سلام كوينو كله سرح ركب كله زدلا يركب من برو بقى يشغرني زبن يرو حزب إرترا مالتي.
In the months after the peace deal, the border closed again, and we started to hear reports that little had changed. Then we were finally contacted by one of the activists working to smuggle out undercover footage. He was a prison guard who asked to be called Desta.
تحني حجز تقيفة لنا سلام كوين لنا سلام طبايلس ولا حتى لو تقولوا بهالدي اللي بإرترا تمستير تخفلت الله ክሳብ ሕጂ ተዓፂዱ ኣሎ ኣይተገንፀለን ደሎ ድሙፅ ለሰብ የለን መን እዩ ድሙፅ ለገን ሓደ ጋቨርንመንት ማለት እዩ ሓደ መንግስቲ ማለት እዩ
Desta told us he was a guard at Adiabato prison. Shortly after the peace deal, he started filming with a secret camera that we'd sent to him.
ቅድሚኡ ግን ኣብ ገዛ ፍቲን እያ ገይረ ኣብ ገዛስ ከመይ ትገብርን ነብሰይ እንታይ ይገብር ኣብ ሓንጎለይ ሓቂ ዘረባ ፅቕጥ ገይራትለይ በቃ ተታሒዘ ነረ ተዝኸውን ኣብ ህይወተይ ዓብ ጉድኣት ንገበርኩ ኣብ ህይወተይ ጥራይ ዘይኮነስ ኣብ ስድራይ ናይ ህይወት ሕልቶ እዩ በቃ
He filmed new arrivals. Some appeared to be no more than teenagers.
እዚኦም ተራ ስጉርዶብ ኣስከርትን ገለን ከኣለዎም ምስኦም ኣብ ክልተ ሰሙን ዶም ለተባለ ሰለስተ ሰሙን ክልተ መኪና ዓባይ ሲኖታ ክትመልኣ ይመፃ ማለት እዩ زوال في خمسي مسنبليا سا خمسي وسوس كتب لا خلقه تم كمي قالوا سبات نعاريهم لهادم بيتهاربهم دخون نجار دخون سكيتون فهم يومين كم بمفارح عينات كاملة زخبلوني ورقة زيبلهم تمرت زقارتهم وتهدرات كأخ ولا لازم نورات الشعب دي تعالى تعمل كأدم وتصوم مصدرهم كالفور مصوم الزينة يا والد بيت مأسرتي كبابي تتمئتي الله سكروا بيتحزو خمس نحار يركن أو عدقن خمس سباس يركن ناس يقروا خلو السفر يغن توايل انت ناديتات وان حتى زفلت عنا قريبلن تتحيزن عندها بيت متزامالتي ينقل عقا خوتا مسؤوم يسرى تنقل الطلالة بزحرهم
Desta confirmed what we'd heard from the former inmate Michael about the torture room.
زي مرمر خفلي توميني ميني مرمر تربال عجي قالوا سمم بقطقطهم نحنا وري حليقة مدك أسيقات خيد تريكوينا ولا حد زراخم نقريب كان تسب هاريم مسمتة السغا أفتح كم ناري غاطو بصحو لحن تقوينو أفت كاميرو إخاق تقوتو تقاميرو تقوتو بقى كله تهارما تشرشي قوينو حنساب دويلو مهارمغا كمزي بورتا مسالي له كمزي دبل أو تلتلي الكاسخ حاجي كتقرخان لعال تقون مالتيو كتقرخان لعال خوينو بتي مهرم دلو أنجيتي يغن حاتين نوش تراتو قوما كارتشالو قللو درجة قتالي كالي قبن ألكا كالي قبن حق الناس تنقرني إذا قبن زي كونان ولا سوء إلك أقولها إذا قبن زي كونان حق الناس تنقرني لو ما أنت هاريمكا إني الأصلقة حيحاول يقولها يدقمكا أنت معال تغيطو إني لغة وأنقبركا إني لغة وأنقبركا كسام السنكان نقل أنت بتساعد كسام هلاوات كان قل أنت تفل.
Desta then took his secret camera to one of the prison's main detention halls. The conditions looked very similar to the video that Michael had shared with us 4 years earlier.
قالوا حجي قال لهم هيسألني أنا وندر إني زرعهم يرون وقتها حنقول لهم صحة نوعي عم هيرجع ورا مالتي قالوا هم هلا كسب صرت غلط عمد دقبرة أنا زفلت الله صرت غلط عمد أسيرو بدايو بيت فري خبز أسريك عن قصدي له ناس حق قصدي ولا بعد بيته كسر حجي بزي فري له كل سبق قبل نهر قالوا غيو بزي فري زانه تأطولا مع التمبر هو صلا مع التا يتفتانيها تي أفتي بيت ما أصرت له بزي حسب داو سخي غير له أنا عجيب قدام ينبع علي أو نيرة ما عطوا مع توابع سلسة سبات كنو نتا ما عطوا يعطوا نيرهم سبزي حماتي
In late 2020, we tried to return to the refugee camps in Tigray, but journalists were now barred from the region amid an armed conflict between Ethiopia and rebel forces. Eritrea had joined the fight, and we'd heard reports that the refugee camps had come under attack. In an audio interview with us, an eyewitness said he'd seen Eritrean soldiers sweep through Hitsat's refugee camp.
نسهم أتم دك شرمتا أتم كدعات ندابلو من أسيات بقى بفولي بقى قبل علم أسيات نتا شو منيرو ومنا بلسني نداقاف ندارتهلن ندهرمه وخمال ماكينات عينو خلاي دوسرهم ونالو وزحت علو هجي أنا وزحت كابهم وسيدي وكهادمو بلو حسبو ونسي هاريمومي ناتو كله توسيدي وهلا يتريفو خمتي كسرح كله زنبورة ما جمرتا قوم يتريفو قبل اليو بمول أباديمي بمدفع بجلنسني بومبان جلنسي.
The Eritrean government said in a statement that its troops never attacked the camps. But widely published satellite images show several buildings destroyed and burning at Hitsats and other refugee camps. And the US State Department says it has received credible reports that Eritrean soldiers engaged in looting, sexual violence, and assaults on refugees in the camps. The eyewitness told us he knows of several refugees who were taken back to Eritrea and locked up in Addis Ababa prison.
نفس دراني أرغتين دولي ألو دموتو ألو 5 لهم عد رغيبهم لحدهم اللو نيت أسورو عدابيت اللو إلهم سنين نقولون يوم تتأنقغتن قبل نفسك حالو.
It's now almost 5 years since the UN Commission of Inquiry accused Eritrean officials of crimes against humanity.
Despite all these years of documentation and scrutiny at the international level, it continues, the patterns continue. Nothing has changed in terms of human rights, arbitrary detention, custody of people without any rule of law. It continues. There still is no constitution in the country. There's no free press. There is no independent judiciary. National service remains involuntary, indefinite, and is still there. It's still forced labor and enslavement of a whole population.
when the peace deal was happening, a lot of my friends, Eritreans, we gathered or we talked and they're like, oh, finally peace is here. And I kept saying, no, let's wait and see what's happening. And most of my friends thought I was being pessimistic or I was being angry. But now do you see what I was talking about? Prisoners are still prisoners.
Hannah's parents have now been in prison for almost 20 years.
Hello, Ikacha.
Ade,
Ayan.
kami ka niri.
Dahan-dahan tabo.
Dahan niri?
Dahan eh.
Kuro da ka alala di or mata?
Ay, dahan ya adalah sudah hajis lepas dahan ber.
Dahay Ertra khalak do?
Nay, entay dahay dah kami mas dahay.
Ngayon al mama baba ka?
Awa, ahna tawana, entay dahay na mo alfaino.
وندعي لو تتعثر قالي له ماما قالت اسمع كده
ما خامي دوت عم يخسر لو تيل لو تنبهان يلن عير انا
For more on this and other Frontline programs, visit our website at pbs.org/frontline. Frontline's Escaping Eritrea is available on Amazon Prime Video.